Well, did you hear the announcement? If not, don't worry, I'll give you all the details right here in this video, but it is pointing toward bigger Social Security and SSDI checks with this announcement, but there has been a little bit of a change, which I'm going to discuss right here in this video. I'm also going to be giving you real dollar amounts this is going to translate into for the beneficiaries based on this announcement, as things have changed a little bit. But either way, I'll give you all the details right here in the video. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on. First off, thank you so much for liking and sharing this video with those buttons right down below. I truly do appreciate it, and feel free to subscribe down below also if you haven't done so yet. Thank you. Really do appreciate you being part of the community. Let's get into it and talk about this. All right, so we did get the latest announcements that directly relate to your monthly benefit checks, and things have changed. I'm going to tell you this much. Things have changed, not necessarily for the best, but also at the same time, it's not that bad, okay? So don't get all worried like, oh no, there goes our benefits. No, that's not the case at all. Things have changed a little tiny bit, maybe not in the favor of the beneficiary, but at the end of the day, I'm going to say this much. Don't worry about it. It's just one data point here, and I want to bring this to your attention. I'm going to talk through all the details about this, and I'm going to give you real dollars behind this as well as far as what this translates into for beneficiaries, because at the end of the day, you'll see it's not that much, but don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to minimize $1. I'm not trying to minimize 5 cents or anything like that. I get it. We all need as much as we possibly can right now. Every single penny counts right now, right? So anyway, as a result of that, I want to bring you the details of this announcement. I'm going to break down exactly what you need. And again, I want to give you a little bit of a forecast looking forward over the coming days, weeks, and months here as we continue to move forward into the summer. Awesome, right? Love summer. Anyway, we're going to talk through the details about that. And I just want to break down exactly what I'm seeing going forward and how I suspect that this number is actually going to get bigger, even though it may look like, oh no, it's over, it's game over. You know, they're going to stiff us again. I wouldn't say that, okay? Let's just talk through the details about this. All right, so yesterday morning, we got the all-important, yep, you know what it is, the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, otherwise known as the inflation report, okay? We get this number out once per month. It's generally right around the middle of the month. In fact, I hosted a live stream yesterday talking about it shortly after the numbers were released, and I gave you all the details about it. However, let me talk about the number that is most important to you and your monthly benefit. It is not the CPI headline number. It is not the core number, but rather it is the CPIW, which is the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, the one key number that we look at all the time, right? Well, what do we know so far that has been happening this year? It's been going up and up and up and up literally every single month, except for May. It went down a teeny tiny bit, okay? When I say a teeny tiny bit, I literally mean a teeny tiny bit. It could not have possibly gone down any less than it did, okay? So the month prior, it came in at 3.4%. However, this past month here, for the month of May, so right now as I speak, we're in June, mid-June right now, as I speak right now, okay? But for the month of May, because that's the inflation date, okay? It's always, for the previous month when it's released. But it came in at 3.3%. Okay, so it literally went down 0.1%. Ooh, wow, we're really making progress here, right? Yeah, right. So anyway, but this did change the forecast for the COLA for beneficiaries this coming year, okay? So in this video, I'm going to give you some real dollar amounts. Now, really quickly here, if you're an SSI beneficiary, stay tuned. Guess what I got coming for you tomorrow morning? I'm going to bring you a dedicated video for SSI right away tomorrow, okay? So for SSI, I'm not going to specifically talk about SSI numbers here. This does pertain to SSI, yes, but I'm going to give you a dedicated video. I know a ton of you here in the community receive SSI, and I know a lot of you also receive Social Security retirement and SSDI and survivors and spousal and VA benefits and all these things like this. It impacts over 70 million people. So my point is, this video is dedicated to Social Security, retirement, spousal, SSDI, survivors, these beneficiaries. SSI, you got your dedicated video coming for you tomorrow, okay? So stay tuned on that. But anyway, so let's talk about the details of this, okay? And by the way, quick side note, the reason I want to talk about SSI specifically is because your benefit and your dollar amounts are very, very specific, okay? That's why, okay? Like 943 is, for an individual, 1415 for a married couple, things like that. Those numbers are very specific, whereas Social Security and everybody else, numbers are all across the board everywhere. But anyway, let's just break this down for you really quickly. So a month ago, when we got the last inflation numbers out, the projection was 3.2%, right? Now it has actually ticked down to 3%. It's gone down 0.2% for the forecast of the projections for the COLA in 2025. I know 2025 is still a long time from now, and that's only 0.2%, but it's still 0.2%, right? In the wrong direction, meaning, yeah, it's going to shave down the raise a little bit. It's not much, okay? Like pennies, really, is really kind of what it comes down to. But anyway, let me give you some real numbers here, and then I kind of want to spend a minute or two at the end of this video and just kind of give you what I'm looking at going forward. And I also alluded to this in the live stream yesterday, but let's run through the numbers really quickly. Okay, let me just give you a perspective here as far as, let's just say that we were to get a 3% raise. Now, obviously, this year we got, what did we get? 3.2%, right? Yeah, we got 3.2%, and the inflation numbers actually came in at 3.3. So we're already behind, 0.1% as of now. We've been behind literally all year long this year because of inflation. So it's going to be behind yet again. We already know this, no shocker. I mean, it's not like, whoa, really? We're behind again? Wow, never saw that one coming, right? We all know this. It's no surprise. But anyway, all right, so let me bust through some numbers really quickly here. Let's just say that you're getting currently a $600 monthly benefit. Applying a potential 3% raise to that would raise checks by $18 a month. That's not that much, right? $18 a month is about $216, I think, for the year, if my math is right on that. Is that right? Yeah, I think it's $216, I believe, a month, or sorry, for the entire year, $18 a month more on a $600 monthly benefit, okay? $700 monthly benefit, applying a potential 3% raise to that for, the COLA would actually increase benefits by $21 a month. Again, not that much, but it's certainly something we'll grab. An $800 monthly benefit, applying a potential 3% raise to that would raise checks by $24 a month. A $900 raise and a 3% raise to that, potential 3% raise to that, would increase checks by $27 a month, and a $1,000 monthly benefit with a potential 3% COLA to that would raise checks by $30 a month, okay? So it's not a ton, but at the end of the day, we'll gladly take it, right? We will gladly take any of that extra money that we can get through the COLA, okay? All right, so those are the numbers that I wanted to give you really quickly. And again, the adjustments from the previous month, they're not that much. $1, like very little, right? It's just literally not that much, okay? But we still want it to be there. My point is this, okay? This number that we got yesterday, okay, this is for the month of May. May does not count in the calculations for determining the COLA for next year. Then why am I talking about it, okay? I know the questions are coming in. Yo, fool, then why are you talking about it, right? Okay, I'm talking about it because I've been saying this for a long time now, which is, inflation runs kind of interesting, okay? It runs in a trend. It goes up, it comes back down a little, goes up, comes back down a little, goes up, comes back down a little, right? Just like everything, like a trend in stocks, anything like that, okay? I love the stock market. But anyway, so it goes in trends, right? It plateaus sometimes. It pivots and goes the opposite direction. It, stalls out and flatlines. It bases around for a while, okay? This is one reading. This is 1 month where it came down. It literally is unchanged. When we look at the headline number, it's literally unchanged over the course of the year, okay? That's it. It's unchanged. That's it, okay? So we've basically flatlined. Okay, that's not a big deal, okay? My point is, it's one reading. Let's see what happens here going forward. We've got June inflation to go, which we'll get in about a month from now in mid-July. We'll be getting that number. But once we get that, okay, that's going to be very important to give us the last final reading before we start getting into the big numbers that actually start counting. July, August, and September, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Those are the 3 months that actually matter, okay? So this next one that we're going to get in about a month from now for June's inflation. But my point is, what typically happens in the summer, right? A couple times throughout the year, we see higher inflation. A couple times being summer, number one. Why? People are going on road trips. People are spending time doing whatever because kids are out of school or whatever, right? Summer is generally an inflationary time. People are out doing stuff. The weather is nice. People are enjoying life, going on road trips, buying RVs. I don't know what people do. I'm just simply saying inflation generally goes up a little bit in the summer, but then it kind of stalls out for kind of like the fall months a little bit, and then it ramps back up kind of around holiday time. Why? We're buying junk again, right? We're buying a bunch of crap we don't need and we're giving it to other people, called holidays, right? Anyway, you get my point, but I don't have anything bad about the holidays. I've just said that about my set. My point is, okay, so with this being said, the 3 months that they use to determine the COLA, it happens to be kind of an inflationary time. So we'll have to see what happens here, okay? But my point is, 1 month is not going to derail this whole thing. We'll have to see what comes forward over the next couple months here. But I still think this inflation goes higher. I do not think this is the end point, okay? If it is, that's good. That's good. We don't want inflation to continue to go up. But if it happens to be the pivot point where things start to turn around and go the opposite direction, okay, fine. We're going to look at a smaller COLA, but then, inflation has also apparently come down then as well, right? But again, like I said in the live stream yesterday, is that really the case, or is that just, what we're being fed to believe? I don't know. Again, take your pick on that one. I think we all have our own opinions on that. But this is what I want to bring to your attention really quickly, okay? So yes, it's still looking like right around that 3.2-ish. Right now, the forecast is coming in at 3%, but let's not lose hope on this thing yet. A lot of people are still suggesting, and I also feel the same way. I still think inflation goes higher, even though it looks like, oh no, it's stalled, we're going down now. It doesn't really work that way. It doesn't really just pivot like that and just drop like a rock. It usually probably plateaus around probably a basis for a while, just kind of sits around, flatlines for a couple months, and then we maybe start to see a trickle down. But time will tell. We'll see what happens here, right? So we're getting into a very interesting time right now, and just want to bring that to your attention, along with those corresponding dollar amounts there as well. So again, I still think this goes higher, but I'm going to give it a little more time here, but I may need to adjust my forecast. You've probably heard it before. I've said the forecast that I believe, but I may need to adjust that a little bit because these numbers, if they really truly do start coming down a little bit, we'll have to adjust the forecast. That's the best we can do, just like a meteorologist, right? All you can do is give the forecast until the weather, the day, the time has passed, and then we can say, well, look at that. I was right or wrong. I was right on, whatever it happens to be. Does that make sense? All right, so anyway, let's leave it at that for now. I hope this helps you. Please subscribe down below, share the video, like the video down below, leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Otherwise, check out the videos here on the channel in the video library. The ones I've hand selected for you down below in the description at the top of the comment section. Right now, pop it up on your screen. You'll see some videos there. So